Look at this. Somebody come look at this. Look at this. Somebody come and look at this. Look at this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, sneak peek number 5 for the August update is here, and I was definitely not expecting this one. We're almost a year late, but as you can see, Shuri is finally getting her Black Panther uniform. And truthfully speaking, I don't know how many people are going to want to buy this uniform because Shuri's current uniform is actually really good. So it's going to be very interesting to see what the devs do this time around for Shuri to make it so that this year-long wait for this Black Panther uniform was actually not only worth it, but also justified. Because when the Black Panther Wakanda Forever update dropped, many of us were expecting Shuri to get not one but 2 uniforms. Her purple jumpsuit and her Black Panther uniform, and them both being synergy uniforms for each other. However, I don't think this Black Panther uniform is going to be a synergy uniform, so asking people to pay another $10.50 for Shuri, who is for the most part a support character, is going to be a tall ask for many people. However, Black Friday is coming up, so if they give her a substantial buff in some way, ideally as a support, then maybe, just maybe, they could sell this Black Panther uniform. Unless they actually change her typing to maybe a combat type. You guys let me know what you're thinking in the comment section, but over here on the forums, this is what they had to say. Greetings, agents. This is CM Fragment of Marvel Future Fight. After Wakanda has lost their king, the lone heir to the throne stands to follow in her brother's footsteps. The new protector, and then it says check out the new looks and abilities of this superhero who protects her kingdom with advanced technology and spiritual power. We will announce more information through the patch details later, so basically tomorrow we're going to get a full breakdown of what these uniforms can do, and boy oh boy, it may or may not upset a lot of people in the community, because I know for a fact that this is not going to be a synergy uniform. So any of you who are expecting this Black Panther uniform to cost any less than $10.50, keep dreaming, because that's not going to happen. But truthfully speaking, if you look at Shuri's kit, there isn't really much need for the Black Panther uniform. It's just going to be a cosmetic thing, if anything. Like, Shuri has a very good kit. She's arguably one of the strongest characters in the game as a DPS, but primarily she often just gets relegated to being a support character. So unless they add on something quite substantial to her tier 2 passive, or maybe her uniform bonus to make her an even better support character, or maybe give her a leadership that is actually beneficial for the first time, truthfully speaking, you won't be missing out on much for Shuri if she's just another DPSer, because she's not getting tier 4. Keep that in mind. She's just going to remain at tier 3 and be getting a new uniform. And we have really powerful tier 4 characters that are not only speed but also female and human. We literally just got Spider-Gwen. We also have Luna Snow, and if we're just talking speed as a whole, we have Gamora, who's an absolute beast. So truthfully speaking, Shuri as a DPS, although it may be cool to play with her as a DPS for the first time, well, truthfully, that already happened, because this uniform, I tested it with a CTP of energy and she was absolutely fantastic. But ultimately, I relegated her to being a support character primarily for PvP, because she's so beneficial for Otherworld Arena, and I often use her in timeline battle as well. And she's actually pretty good. Like, she has some things in her kit that makes her really good for PvP. So who knows, maybe, just maybe, this Black Panther uniform that Shuri gets transforms her into a better character for PvP, and then maybe people will consider that. But truthfully speaking, I don't see many people pulling their CTP of insight off Shuri long term. I just don't see it. They might take it off for a month to try her out and see what she can do in the new Black Panther uniform. Like myself, that's probably what I'm going to do, make a couple of videos on her, but ultimately I'll probably put her back with a CTP of insight, just like we often do for people like Valkyrie when she gets a new uniform. And truthfully speaking, the more I think about it, the more I don't see them buffing Shuri's tier 2 passive too much, just because if they do make Shuri, who is a natively free-to-play character, significantly better than Valkyrie, who is a, well, paywall character, but you can technically get it for free, that would be kind of crazy when you think about it. Where's my girl Valkyrie? Because Valkyrie's tier 2 passive is actually one of the best in the game. It applies to all allies. You get that 35% ignore dodge, 55% extra damage to supervillains and then decrease the damage that you take from supervillains by 25%. So if they give Shuri even more, it's gonna make her way better than Valkyrie, and I truthfully just don't see that happening. Now, one thing I was thinking about when I look at this Black Panther uniform, since Black Panther himself, T'Challa the King, is natively a combat character, they could, since Shuri is becoming Black Panther, they could make her a combat character, and that may open up the realm of possibilities for her in Extreme Alliance Battle. Because if you look at the combat female category for Alliance Battle, the best we have is Titania, Valkyrie, and She-Hulk. But truthfully speaking, we don't have anything concrete for combat female. Let me just go ahead and pull up the elements here. So for the longest time, I've been speculating that they're going to make the first combat female tier 4 Crescent, because if you look at Extreme Alliance Battle, this is one of the few categories that we don't have a tier 4 in right now. And right now, many people are struggling to get past 12 million using the combination of Valkyrie, She-Hulk, or Titania, depending on what season it is. But if they actually make Shuri a combat character for the first time, then that may or may not change the meta a little bit until we get a tier 4 Crescent, because I still think she's going to be the first combat female tier 4 that we get. But I don't see them doing that, because if they make Shuri a combat character, then she's going to be directly competing with Valkyrie. Granted, Valkyrie's an alien and Shuri's a human, but still, Shuri crossing over into the combat category really will affect Valkyrie's value, especially since it would affect not only Valkyrie but also Sif, because Sif oh my goodness, you could basically not buy Sif's uniform. Well, not really, because Sif is an alien as well, so there's specific stages that you use alien characters that you wouldn't be able to use Shuri. But you get my point. I don't see Shuri becoming a combat character, but if they did, it would definitely affect a couple characters' value, and Sif is one such character. Now, truthfully speaking, this is coming out of nowhere to me, and it is quite shocking. I wonder if with them doing something for Shuri, giving her Black Panther uniform after so long, if that means there is the possibility, I know this might seem like a pipe dream, but does that mean there is the possibility of us still at some point seeing Okoye in this game, bro?
Don't.
Don't what?
Don't give me hope.
Because truthfully speaking, I would be here for Okoye if she got added to the game and, you know, maybe got her uniform from Black Panther 2. They could basically drop her like this as a paywall character, because all the new characters these days get dropped as a paywall, and then give her Wakanda Forever uniform, bro. Like, it was so sick to see her get a big power up in the second movie, bro, with this, I don't even know what you call this outfit here, but it looks so sick. So I don't know why they skipped over adding this to the game. In addition to that, I would love to see Nakia, bro. Like, seriously, why are these characters being left behind? Is it because they don't have the biggest fan base? Because there's two versions of them. There's the base form and a uniform, so there's twice the money to be made, but these guys decided to skip over them on multiple different opportunities given to them. Because truthfully speaking, the more I think about it, the more I don't see any other opportunities they're gonna have to add Okoye and Nakia to the game with those specific looks, which are really, really cool. But it is what it is. Shuri has a lot in her kit already. She has damage accumulation, she has super armor, she has chain hit damage, she has so many different abilities in her kit. I don't see how they make this new uniform a must buy without touching her tier 2 passive, her 4-star passive, or her leadership, because it can't just be more damage, because if that's the case, she's gonna get dwarfed by every tier 4 character. But for all I know, they could just be banking on the fact that it's a Black Panther uniform for Shuri and that it's just gonna sell itself just off that alone.